Hey guys, it's your girl A, aka Geek XX Chic, and we're back with another reaction to The Flash. We're now on to episode 10, and it is called Family Matters Part 1. So the last episode, we basically established that Barry and Iris are the parents, I guess, of these new forces. They basically Big Bang those suckers into existence. I'm sorry, it's just a little funny when I think about that, you know, because Barry and Iris are married in the Big Bang, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, we saw that the Speed Force is going off on some kind of a bender and wants to destroy all the other forces and blames Barry and Iris for bringing them into existence. So we ended the episode with Nora confronting the Still Force, and the other big happening, of course, is that Carlos Valdez, aka Cisco, has decided that it's time to leave Central City. I think this might be the episode where Carlos lets everybody know. I have no idea how far into this season that he filmed. Okay, with that out of the way, guys, let's get into this episode. But before we do, you know the drill. If you have been here before and you like what you see, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. That way you'll be notified when I do more reactions to this show and others that are very much like this in this whole comic-y, nerdy, sci-fi, you know, all that good stuff kind of vein. Check it out if you want to see more of me doing it. All right, that out of the way, guys. Let's get into the episode right about now.
Back off, lady.
Is that the best you got, Mr. Yeller?
Past, present, or future, you can't run from me.
Oh!
Who said I'm gonna run?
Okay.
Maybe we are the same. Okay, who cares? I don't know you.
Yes, you do. We were born at the same time.
What? First you show time to
He's like, and you're white.
I could kill you at any moment. And I still might.
And do it or get out of my face.
That's right. Dion ain't here to be bullied by you.
Our father, Barry Allen, rejected me. Just like he rejected you.
Oh, God, really? We gotta do Scorn Nora now? This is what we gotta deal with? Both Barry's actual daughter and now this one both have issues with their daddy. I can't. I literally can't.
How did you bring me back anyway?
Well, see, when a man and a woman love each other.
We don't. The three of you share the same biokinetic genome sequence. Kind of like how a parent and their child share the same DNA.
This is getting so weird.
If you could control your powers, I don't think she'd be able to hurt you again.
What if I hurt you?
I heal fast.
Someone else during this training.
Well, maybe someone else, not so much.
Plus, I do love a good mojito.
You're already job hunting.
And the weather is nice.
Aren't you?
Cisco's like, I haven't had to work actually for 7 years. I'm a genius. I got recruited.
Fine. Just
This house is bomb.
Aw, you don't remember me.
Why would I? You're dressed like a freak.
Let's see if I can't jog your memory.
Oh, there we go.
Bashir? How are you doing this?
Put this back on your face.
Story. Don't get it. You both were attacked by Cyclone. You didn't end up like that.
That's because we're his parents.
Neither that CCPD.
Y'all need to spank that Bashir's behind right into Iron Heights.
This Rainbow Raider. 1 minute he's in CCPD custody, the next missing. Any thoughts?
None.
No idea. Next question. No idea. Love you, Malfoy.
The harder you push against it, the stronger it's gonna get.
But see, if it's anything like the Hulk will get more frustrated the more you like try to stop him, and he literally gets stronger. So
I can't.
Alexa, you have to.
listen when your father is talking.
I know that voice.
Say your name.
Smashing costume, Bashir.
Thank you. That's all we needed. It's a very unique name
It's not working. I don't know how
in this part of the world.
Let me guess. You're broke again and now you want another handout? Sorry,
Sis!
you want help?
Back for another round, huh, Flash?
You're so little.
You need to listen to me.
Boring.
Okay, we got an upgrade. Tentacles.
We've got a fifth comatose billionaire in the hospital and an evil magenta sage guru with tentacles. Magenticles?
No, I'm gonna miss these moments. Don't leave us, Carlos.
Maybe I'm not strong enough to stop Bashir, but Fuerza is.
Wait.
You want me to fight?
Right, where's this like, excuse me, we haven't even finished the introductory warm-up exercises. What do you mean?
I'm sorry, you want to force Fuerza out?
No, this is a bad idea.
We're running out of time, Alexa. This is about more than protecting.
Why does Barry never listen?
If Bashir uses these new powers in the city, people will get hurt. I know you're scared, but...
Or if you, I don't know, push a girl who's not ready to use her really super dangerous powers too soon, that might be hurt people.
When it comes to metahuman affairs, I have full authority to use extreme measures in emergency combat situations.
This is still my precinct. Around here,
Girl.
take the time to de-escalate the situation.
Thank you.
It becomes combative.
That's
Thank you. You don't gotta talk to a black man about police taking liberties, okay? Not today.
what we're doing.
No, stop it. If she's resisting it, bad things are gonna happen.
I don't want to do this.
Yeah. Break it. Because apparently Barry doesn't learn until people are hurt. Good night.
I told you I couldn't control it.
Yep. And as usual, for some reason now, Barry just doesn't listen to people.
He needs to rest, but he'll make a full recovery.
Alright, we should get back to work.
What?
Barry, why don't we take a break on training?
Half step, buddy. She's not okay.
I am not saying that we don't train her when she's ready. Right now, what Alexa needs from you is patience.
Yes. Understanding. Empathy. Maybe Barry's not ready for children. I wanted the twin thing, but I'm starting to think he's just not ready.
And Psych whammied me and Barry and Frost, and he showed us our worst nightmares. You know what I saw?
5 more years on this show?
Forget the training. I should have listened to you
Thank you.
when you said you weren't ready. I want to say I'm sorry.
The minimum.
I guess what I want to do is try to get in sync with my other half.
Baby steps, exactly. Start with a conversation. Hopefully she knows how to speak outside of just roaring and grunting. He's on a highway to hell. Dude, you should have just kept driving. The hell? Something looked like that got in the road in front of me. I'm driving right through.
I'm coming with you.
Alexa, you don't have to.
I know. I want to.
You see, Barry, what happens when you just don't try to force people? They might just come to you.
Flash. Why don't you come out and
Such a beautiful shot. I'm more involved with the scenery.
Alexa?
Fuerza. Thank you.
You are a very big baby sister.
Yeah. Okay, as long as she keeps on breathing in my face.
That's real family. That's us.
If you'll have us, psycho. I'm still judging the crap out of him, I'm sorry.
Choice is yours.
Otherwise, your mama gonna be in your head every minute of every day. I was gonna be like, what you doing? What you doing, Bashir? I see you. I see what you doing. You nasty Bashir.
You guys got this, right?
Right. Parenting 101, not the twins you asked for.
And since you're by the book, it's nowhere near mine.
I had a feeling that was coming.
I'm staying on the right side of the line.
Amen. You want to start using the police to do things they ain't supposed to do? Joe ain't gonna be standing by that. It's all right, Joe. Exactly. It's supposed to be about justice. Not who has the biggest stick to beat somebody.
Okay, so you got.
Oh wow, nice to see you out of that stupid leather
I
outfit.
want to kill you. Please.
You made me do this, Barry.
Okay, abuser talk. Great, so we're gonna have to do Flashpoint again? Okay guys, well that was the latest episode of The Flash, and interesting? Guess we finally dealt with the last force that we really hadn't found out his story or what was going on with him, that being Psych. And of course, kind of going into that whole idea that Iris spoke about a few episodes ago about how he couldn't be all bad and that there's got to be something there. I personally still just don't resonate with this character. Now, I get the whole backstory. They're trying to create this empathy. Yes, you know, he was given up for adoption and then his adoptive parents abandoned him, which, by the way, is like the absolute worst. Don't even get me started on how I feel about people who go through the entire adoption process just to leave their child or give their child away later. But anyways, I get it. That kind of thing will definitely mentally break a kid. You know, that's not... I mean, the adoption part, I mean... Anyways, I'm not going to get into it. The point is, we get it. Like, he has been through a lot. There definitely is grounds for him being emotionally unstable. But the whole idea of him translating that into all rich people sucking and this particular group of friends who were his chess club buddies being the sole reason why he was obsessing over them for years is just, well, it's nuts. But I mean, it's realistic. In fairness, it is realistic. There are a lot of people in this world who, when bad things happen to them, rather than think about how they should take control of their lives and figure out the next steps, they would rather blame everybody else and blame all the situations and blame the world, so to speak. And he got so involved in his own self-pity that, as Barry and Iris brought out to him, he was completely ignorant to the fact that his friends actually did try to reach out to him, and that his memory actually got skewed so badly that he believed that they turned against him instead of actually seeing the truth, which was that they tried their best to help him. So that's very real. That happens to people, whether that is a result of trauma they've been through, or as Alexa talked about, from, you know, being an addict or going through some sort of very difficult situation where they feel like the right answer is to push people away. It can really skew and color the way that we remember the way things are. And a lot of times, if we're not ready to accept help, we won't always view people offering help as what it is, right? We might look at it as charity or pity, or that it's not genuine, etc., etc. So in the case of Psych, you know, we have a really, quite frankly, a lost, spoiled little rich boy who lost all of his money and basically thought life was over. And it's sad because the reality is there are plenty of people out there who are poor who make it through life without being psychotic jerks. But in his opinion, he didn't think that he should have to live, I guess, a life where he would have to potentially rebuild his wealth all by himself and achieve something without the money that his family gave him. And so he translated that into taking that out on everybody who was successful. And it's so sad, you know, like if you really look at the situation, there's no reason why Bashir should not have been able to, again, reach out to and rely on his friends. Not, of course, the uppity chick that we saw, but the other ones who clearly he must have felt some kind of connection with beforehand. They probably would have been more than happy to help him figure out a way to get back on his feet. And considering that he was smart and that his friends were all smart and had connections, the point is, homie could have been back in the millionaire space within a matter of months or even years or even months, right? It really could have been that quick. But because he was just so focused on self-pity, he instead decided to wallow in it. And as he described to that last guy, oh, I've thought about you every single day. I couldn't stop thinking about you. It's like, yeah, you obsessed over what you didn't have rather than thinking about what you did have and what you could have done with it. So deeper lesson there, but I mean, like I said, I think they were trying to encourage some sort of pity around the kind of person he was and kind of excusing it, but I personally just didn't feel it. I feel like Bashir is still just a spoiled rich kid. I mean, in the end, they were able to bring him back around for now, but like he said, I mean, he made it pretty clear that he's not 100% all the way in yet, and I personally don't trust him. I think that the first opportunity he thinks is there that's more advantageous to him, he's gonna totally bounce on those guys. You know, I was really unimpressed with the way that Barry decided to handle the whole Alexis situation. It's like he just, let me take this back. I was definitely annoyed with Barry's character during the show. I'm sure you noticed that in my reaction, but please note that that's not really about Barry overall. I love Barry's character, but the writers, you know, they were going in such a good direction earlier this season. Now I'm just like, how do we have Barry forgetting to be empathetic? Of all people, Barry forgetting how to be empathetic. This is the second episode in a row where Barry has jumped to a conclusion that does not make any sense or feel right. And it just is so annoying. Like, I understand that he's desperate to save his children, but Alexa, who has this force inside of her that is clearly dangerous when let loose, something that feeds off of anger, which is a root emotion of fear. And that's what Alexa is all the time about this thing. We saw that. She was scared of Fuerza. She was scared of that side of herself. So for Barry to push her into a situation where she's nervous, unsure, and scared, and push her into a rage monster with all of that, like, how, Barry? Make it make sense. Why, where and why and how would that ever be a good idea? It doesn't make sense because it's nonsensical. So that just annoyed me because I'm like, really? Caitlin having to step in and be like, Barry, dude, what are you doing? Like, she's not ready. She's telling you it's not okay. And then right after she Fuerzas out and almost kills Cisco, quite frankly, Barry's like, well, he's all right. Back to work. Like, what? No, if that had been Iris, you would have been shut down shop. Like, come on now. My poor boy Cisco. Yes, he was okay, but you get what I'm saying. Like, you need to understand that Barry, when you get somebody accidentally hurt, you moan and whine and cry about it for like 4 episodes. Yet you expected poor Alexa, her first rodeo with this whole power thing, watching herself accidentally hurt someone, you expected her to just, dust that off and jump back in the ring? Like, come on, Barry. It felt so very out of character for him, and that bothers me. Because let's not. Like, we've seen this before when it comes to Barry, when it comes to Iris, where sometimes the writers seem to forget about their core values and write these strangers that we're supposed to believe are the same characters. And it's annoying. At season 7, we should be in a place where Barry would have known that after, like, I was fine with him pushing her initially to see if, like, maybe if she just kind of got past the initial fear barrier, she'd be okay. But after the incident with Cisco, he should have realized that it's too much too soon and that they needed to take a step back. And I mean, honestly, I don't know why they didn't think about the neural connection thing sooner. That maybe they should get this thing so she can try to communicate with that side, since Fuerza identifies her force as another entity within her, which is different than the other forces, right? Like, Psyche became his force. The Speed Force is, well, she's always been the Speed Force, although you could say with her, she actually became Nora. And then you've got, of course, Dion, who very much identifies with his force. So Fuerza is the only one out of them so far that really feels very independent from her force and has this whole, as I described it, Hulk thing going on. But I am glad that in the end, Barry, you know, after Fuerza or Alexa basically decided to leave, that he was like, oh yeah, maybe I should back up a little bit. And then, of course, we saw that Nora had approached Dion, and because Dion is at odds with Mom and Dad, like she is, she decided rather than making an enemy, it would make more sense for them to work together. But the ending scene really seemed a little confusing to me. It definitely seemed like Dion did not want to be there. Like, I thought they would have worked together, but Dion looked genuinely horrified at what she did to them. My only guess is that maybe he started to regret thinking that him and Nora were on the same page. but he just realized it too late. Or maybe he didn't realize what Nora was going to do, really. Especially coming there, like they were just sitting there chilling, being cool. No one was ready to fight the absolute rage monster that Dion is in his own right. I don't think he ever liked the idea of coming after innocent people. Like everybody that he's kind of gone after it's been like he's been in fight mode. Whereas these guys, when they showed up, they were literally just chilling. And then, you know, he basically, it was like being shot in the back. You know what I mean? He did not look happy at the end. He definitely did not look proud of what he did. So I'm hoping that that means that he's going to be someone who either tries to convince Nora otherwise or is able to stand up against her and potentially stop what happened. I don't think she killed them, though. I think she's trying to control Barry. I think this is still another bit for her to try to get Barry to be on her side rather than Iris's. And yeah, she's gonna learn like every other hoe has learned who has tried it. When it comes to Barry, to Bartholomew Henry Allen, there is only one woman in his life and always has been, always will be, and that is Iris Westallen, period. End of discussion. She gonna find this out the hard way. And if she thinks that Barry's just gonna come fall in line because she asked him to, she's in for a whole world of pain. And then finally, we of course had a little bit of Joe, the big one actually, I guess you could say, Joe quitting his job as the chief at Central City PD. But as we heard him say with his conversation with Cecile, this is more about him trying to motivate this crazy lady to drop her her anti-meta agenda and realize that every meta criminal and every meta criminal case needs to be weighed and looked at individually and not blanketed as a whole. And I really love that image of Joe walking away from what he knew was going to be something he didn't believe in, and seeing that big shot of the words like, justice and protection there. Like, this is what Joe stands for, and that's why he's never going to stand by somebody abusing that power. So that was a cool ending to the episode. We'll have to see what goes down now that Nora has done something. And hopefully by the next episode, we're going to see Barry figure out a way to work it out. So what did you guys think of this episode? Where do you think Nora is going with this power play? And do you think it's going to work out? And do you think that Dion went along willingly, or do you think she somehow managed to get into his head? Let me know in the comments below. You know I love reading them and getting involved in this conversation with you. And if you like this video, please go ahead and hit that like button. And if you want to see more from this geeky face, please click subscribe. Until next time, see ya!